So let us define what a watch is. And I know you understand that a watch is a security-based terminology. Talk about keeping the watches. We are talking about a security technology that must be in place in order for us to receive intelligence concerning three things. The art of keeping the watches is a commitment that a believer is supposed to make in order for him to be able to function as a spy that spies into three things. Because a watchman, by definition, is a spy. And the art of watching requires that you know what keeping the watches mean. And the art of watching requires that you know what standing on that tower means. Is that clear? So as a watchman, you are called to spy into the realm of God. That's the first purpose for your watching, the realm of God. You must receive intelligence as to what the emphasis in the realm of God is. If you are not receiving consistent intelligence on the happenings in the realm of God, about the breaking news that is coming from the lair of the Lord, you are soon going to become obsolete in your operations, because your operations are not going to be backed up with current divine technology. Very soon, what you are doing will begin to increasingly lose its potency to speak to a generation, because you have failed to keep your watches in order for you to upgrade your technology in line with the policies of heaven. So the first assignment of a watchman is to spy, to receive intelligence into the realm of God. Second thing you are spying into is the messages and the errands that angels carry. In the administration of the purposes of God, there is a very broad architecture of angelic service delivery. And anyone that is in the Lord's service, at one point or the other, or very frequently, as the case may be, there will be angelic servants that will be dispatched in your direction to give you an update on a current critical matter that is obtainable in the realm of the spirit, and how your participation is needed to facilitate that matter, especially if it's an issue that is intended to bring a shift in the civilization of emphasis in the body of Christ. You will find angelic messengers that are dispatched to meet with strategic individuals that God has placed on the earth, intelligence to them so that they can partner territory through the ministry of intercession. If I take you to the book of Daniel, you will see how that Daniel was in a prayer, and the prayer orchestrated the release of Gabriel the angel. And unfortunately for Gabriel, he was trying to make his way to deliver some strategic messages that would have upgraded the activity of Daniel's intercession. But unfortunately for Daniel, there was a break in transmission, because Gabriel was locked up in the prison of the princes of darkness. We have demonic princes, and we also have angelic princes. And the law of the spirit is that it is only a prince that can bind a prince. And Gabriel was not a prince, but he was bound by a demonic prince. So Michael, the prince, had to be dispatched from heaven in order to discomfit the demonic prince and release Gabriel to bring strategic information to Daniel that is going to equip him with what Gabriel calls skills and understanding. If you are not equipped at critical, your destiny is going to come into a critical season. And what I mean by critical season is that there are contentions overhead concerning your activity on ground. You will need so much of angelic support and angelic intelligence for you to understand the nature, the shape, the scope, the dimension of the warfare that is hanging overhead South Africa as a nation. That's the only way you can be strategic in your input, such that your activities are empowering the activities of angelic princes overhead. Paul said that concerning the encounters he has had, he doesn't need to boast about them because it came to him because he was part of a body of men that were sold out to God, and God could trust with his encounters so that he could move his kingdom forward in the earth. So these encounters are more God-oriented, God-ordained, God-designed than occasioned by your own spirituality. So Paul did not boast because he had encounters. But every believer has an allocation for encounters. As we begin to grow in God and your role becomes more significant, you will need more education, you will need more intelligence. And so part of the duties of the watchman is to take note of what the angelic servants drop in your space in terms of upgrading your intelligence to be more effective in the cosmic warfare that ensues anytime we are laboring to extend the frontiers of the kingdom of Christ. Number 3, a watchman must also know what Satan is doing. And in order for us to always know what God is doing, always know what the angels are doing, always know what Satan is doing, there are 2 things that a watchman must do as a part of his life. And that is what is written in the book of Habakkuk. I will stand upon my watch. Please help me tell your neighbor, you need to stand upon your watch.